Hey everyone, it's your old pal Mike, and yes, you read that title correctly. I'm going to be seeing the Nintendo Switch early at a closed event that's part of the Nintendo Switch Preview Tour, which is coming here to Chicago on one of its stops. Photos and video will be allowed at the event, so you know that I'll be making a video with that footage, but I wanted to talk about this before the event for two main reasons. One, I'm excited and I wanted to brag, but two, there's a lot that the public still doesn't know about the Switch, things that can only be gleaned from spending time with it, holding it in your hands, playing games on it, etc. And so I wanted to reach out and see if you had any questions, maybe things that I haven't thought of, that I could then take with me to the event and try to get answered. But hang on though, before you type your question, I also thought it would be a good idea to make this an informational video and talk about some things that we do already know about the Switch so that you don't waste your question on something that's already been revealed. So, the Switch is Nintendo's next home video game console. It's going to be released on March 3rd, 2017, in just 2 weeks. The Switch is one part home console, one part handheld. The screen is the entirety of the console itself. It plugs into a dock that allows you to play Switch games on your TV in TV mode. The dock also charges the console. The console can be removed from the dock to play on the go in two ways, with the Joy-Cons attached to the side of the console to play like a handheld, or in kickstand mode to kick back and play or play with friends on the go. When the Switch is not docked, it'll get around 6 hours of battery life, but you can also plug it in to charge over USB-C. Now the Joy-Cons, what are those? That's what we're calling the little controllers that attach to the side of the Switch when in handheld mode, or to a controller grip, or nothing at all when in TV or kickstand mode. There's a left and a right Joy-Con. They each have accelerometers and gyroscopes so that you can use them for motion controls like you would a Wiimote. They'll each have a feature called HD Rumble, which is a vibration motor that is apparently so sensitive that you'll be able to feel the number of ice cubes in a glass. Finally, each Joy-Con can act as a standalone controller so that you can play with a friend right out of the box. Each Joy-Con will get around 20 hours of battery life, and the controller grip that comes with the Switch when you buy the console will not have a battery to charge those on the go, so you'll have to plug them in to charge. I'm still not 100% on how you charge the Joy-Cons. Extra and different colored Joy-Cons will of course be sold separately, and there will also be other peripherals like extra controller grips, grips that charge your Joy-Cons with a battery, an extra Switch dock, and even a driving wheel for Mario Kart. Wiimotes will not work with the Switch the way they did with the Wii U. Now the Switch will support Amiibo functionality, which will work by touching an Amiibo to the right Joy-Con thumbstick. You'll also be able to capture and share screenshots with the press of a single capture button, and eventually this will support sharing video clips as well. Miiverse, however, is gone, so you'll be sharing these screenshots and clips to social media, presumably Facebook, Twitter, etc. Despite being portable, the Switch will also not support Street Pass or any similar functionality. For the first time ever, Nintendo is going to be offering an online service that will cost money eventually, but will be free for everyone through the fall of 2017. The service will give you access to online gameplay, an online lobby and voice chat app, a monthly game download, and exclusive deals. Whether or not you buy into the paid service, you'll also be able to access the Nintendo eShop, register and manage friends, share screenshots to social media, and access parental controls. The monthly game download that you get as part of the paid service will be a classic Nintendo game of Nintendo's choosing, so they'll feature a different game every month, and it will only be available to play for that month. You won't get to keep it. Specs. The Switch is shipping with 32 gigs of internal storage, expandable with micro SD cards up to 512 gigs, which is great because apparently Zelda Breath of the Wild alone will take up around 13.5 gigs. There'll be a 2 GHz processor on board along with a 1 GHz NVIDIA graphics chip and maybe 4 gigs of RAM. We're still not sure. That'll be shared with video RAM. It'll have a capacitive touchscreen capable of multi-touch at last, and games will run at 720p when undocked and up to 1080p when docked with your TV. Some final extra bits. Nintendo is apparently considering adding VR to the Switch if they can make it comfortable enough for long periods of play, and they say there's around 100 Switch games in development right now. Here's a list of some of those games, including the 5 games that we know will be shipping at launch. Pause if you want to see them all, and here's a list of everything you get in the box when the Nintendo Switch ships on March 3rd. There we go, that's pretty much everything we know about the Nintendo Switch to date. I may have missed some things, and some things may turn out to be false. We just don't know at this early stage. But now is the time for you to shoot off your questions down there in the comments. I would be happy to try to get anything that you are curious about answered. Now I doubt whether I'll be able to get answers to more technical questions or like whether or not there will be virtual console support. So try to keep your questions in the vein of what it's like to use the Switch, what it feels like, what it looks like, what it tastes like, what the UI is like, how well it seems to run, things like that. Anything in the sort of physical and experiential vein. Thank you so much for watching, and for any questions that you can arm me with before I gear up for this event. The Nintendo Switch preview event that I'm going to will be in Chicago on Saturday, February 18th, so get those questions in. and I'll be able to keep them in mind while I'm there. And of course, you can be on the lookout for a video of all the footage that I grab while I'm there. I'm super excited. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.